Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, y'all. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I have a phenomenal episode in the works for y'all today. Really excited because DJ Topspin, aka Blendiana Jones, is back in the Black Media Matter studios with me, and we get to catch up with him. It's been a minute, so this week is really connecting again with those who we haven't seen in a while. I'm so glad he had time in his busy schedule to join me here today, but I'm also glad that you're joining me. And of course, this is the top of the show, so this is where you get to help share this show with others who you feel could benefit from the daily dose of dopeness we work to give you here on the Day with Trae. And, you know, as always, with technology, if you can't watch our TV show, don't trip. We got you covered because you can always listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and the Day with Trae. You'll find me there. Well, before I get into it with Topspin, I gotta tell y'all something. When we think about the multifaceted ways that talent shows up, particularly in our communities, it's always beautiful when you start to dive in deep and see what those layers actually look like for someone who may be doing something on the surface and you didn't realize the origin of that or the ways that talent has showed up for them throughout their life. And you know what? Topspin is one of those folks. And I gotta say, not only is he a phenomenal DJ, but the whole moniker of Blendiana Jones is truly a showcasing of him being able to pick up very specific harmonies and melodies and blend them together in the most unique, creative ways. Now, I've talked to him about this before, and for any of you who have actually been able to see some of the great conversations I've had with Topspin, you know that I always love to mention him whistling. Now, I will say this, you may see him out at an amazing event doing great DJing. He's an amazing host. He's going to rock the crowd. He's going to bring you into the vibe. But there's all of these other layers in terms of how he's picking up those notes and those melodies and those harmonies and bringing something to you that you get to enjoy and be out there on the, dance floor, getting your best moves in, right? What I realize is that being here as the host of the Day with Trae, I get to actually explore some of those hidden layers that maybe you don't get to see when you're experiencing somebody bringing their talent out in the ways that you know them to do. I also deal with it too, right? I am someone who grew up singing in choir. And while many of you have never heard me sing, those who do are always like, wait a minute, you can sing? And I'm like, honey, hey, like that's just, I love to sing, right? I was really able to wow, I guess my coworkers when we went out for karaoke and they're like, girl, I didn't know you had chops like that. It's funny because I always say, my mom is probably my biggest fan when it comes to my singing. Auntie Jackie, she's not coming for your spot as the #1 fan of Trae Holiday, the media host. I got you on that. But my mom is always like, yo, you're hosting concerts all the time. Do these promoters know that you know how to sing, that you should be out there on the stage? And I'm like, Ma, no, they don't. And it's cool because I found my lane. I love staying in it. But I got to give a huge shout out to all of you out there who are bringing your talent to the masses, but also showing folks like me when I'm asking the questions, some of those hidden talents that a lot of folks don't get to see. And I know my Converge Media family hears me singing on this set all the time. And so it's beautiful because when you get to share those hidden layers with the ones you love, it's another way to connect with people. So if you got a hidden talent and not too many people know about it, start finding ways to share it, y'all. You never know how it may inspire or encourage someone else. And sometimes we think, oh, that's just, it's been in my life for a long time. Maybe it's easy for you, so you don't think it's really a talent. But I have learned that those things that come easy to us oftentimes still can wow others and inspire others. So share those hidden talents with other folks and get connected in ways that maybe you weren't even looking for. Sometimes it really is beneficial. So I just get to say from my own experience that I have really been able to bond with folks over music in ways that you don't always get to see. So I wanted to share that little nugget with you, especially because I got Topspin here, who's got phenomenal hidden talents, y'all. Well, after this short break, I get to get into it because he's coming up next. We got Topspin after this, and we're going to be talking about the ways that he is continuing to rock the crowd and also throwing it back to some things that he was doing back in the day and giving y'all a glimpse of the reminiscing times of DJ Topspin, aka Blendiana Jones. Y'all don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Seattle Opera presents one of the world's most popular operas, Mozart's The Magic Flute. Called an international sensation by LA Daily News and dazzling by San Francisco Classical Voice, this new to Seattle production featuring eye-popping animations is perfect for the whole family. Don't miss Mozart's The Magic Flute, February 22nd through March 9th at McCaw Hall. Details at seattleopera.org.
Truth Talks is the hottest streaming show on TV. Catch all the truths about pop culture to politics and today's biggest
Why
stars.
tiptoe through life?
Monday through Friday, live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and again at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific on Fox Soul.
This January, the sun rises on Pacific Northwest Ballet's brand new production of The Sleeping Beauty with scenery by Preston Singletary and costumes by Paul Tazwell. 2 weeks only. For tickets, visit pnb.org.
My hair is definitely unique in the rodeo industry, and not a lot of girls wear their natural hairstyle. And since I do, it makes it a lot harder to find equipment that fits my head the right way. When I speak about being unique, that's what I mean is why should we have to change our hairstyle for safety maybe? Why can't they create something for us to be ourselves in and still be safe on the trails? You don't have to change the way you look because you're beautiful the way you are.
Empowering the community one connection at a time. ConnectWise, your partner in finding the support you need. Download the app today and experience the difference that a connected community can make. Learn more at eec-wa.org/connectwa-app.
Welcome back, y'all, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now is my brother, Topspin. What's up?
I'm chilling. How are you?
I'm good. Always good to have you here, bruh.
Always a pleasure to be here. You know, I've got my logo right here, smack dab in the middle. I always feel right at home here at the Black Media Matters studio.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, I love it because you were someone who came in, I mean, during the COVID times, you were like innovative about, okay, if venues are shutting down, if, you know, live music is kind of shutting down, what other things can I do? Tell us about some of the ways that you kind of brought in a new wave hitting those digital audiences. We're gonna roll it too while you tell us about it.
I mean, Omari, brain trust and power of Converge. He hit me up with an idea and a concept called Tip Jar, where he kind of got out in front of the wave, really, that folks like D-Nice would eventually see huge success from as far as hopping online and DJing online. But Omari recognized the shift that was happening underneath all of our feet. And he was like, hey, why don't you come and mix at the tail end of this morning show we got. I think it might have been like the day after the morning show started. Like he might have hit me after the first taping of the first morning show. He's like, hey man, we got the show. You wanna end it out? You know, it was what was it, 10 to 12, and then the Tip Jar live mix with the production value and all that good stuff, which was what other DJs would end up, going on Twitch to do ultimately throughout the pandemic, since the whole shift was kind of what you look like versus what you're playing. I shouldn't say necessarily so staunchly, but everybody's at home and not in front of their cell phone's camera and figuring out how to still share their DJ artistry. And a lot of DJs jumped onto Twitch, which is pretty much the same thing. I mean, they had to teach themselves, all the camera knowledge that now a lot of DJs are equipped with because out of necessity. But yeah, Omari kind of thought of that beforehand. It was like, we got cameras, we could superimpose some stuff behind you. Just do your thing. And Tip Jar was really kind of cool for that. I've actually ran into some people who now who said like, yeah, I paint to those sets, or I do all kind of things to those sets. And that's kind of cool to hear. As a matter of fact, Jody Ann Bury, who is the creator of a new event that I'm a part of, we actually just launched this past Friday. It's called Lit Lounge, which is it's like a poetry meets party situation, and it's held at the Columbia City Station coffee shop, and it's what does he say? It's poetry meets party. So it's right now it's from 7 p.m. till 10. I'm actually trying to get it extended to kind of maybe 11, maybe perhaps even 12 for the party portion. A lot happened via COVID, and ultimately, I don't know, locally and seemingly abroad, it did something to people.
I tell you, well, when you talk about people wanting to get back to party, it's so true. But, Tip Jar was truly groundbreaking in terms of like folks are at home and you were meeting people where they were. But that's really where I experienced some of your phenomenal blends. I mean, we used to be rocking it. That was Studio B. Oh my goodness. We used to be rocking it. We were at Black Dot Underground. And I've heard you. I've been at, venues and events where you've been, but being able to actually talk to you about what you were doing, like after you were done, really inspired me, because I was like, whoa, there's all of these levels to this. And I think some of us think, oh, if I just have a good playlist, I'm good. But there's an artistry to DJing, man, and you really showed that during Tip Jar.
That's the rub. I mean, technology's here. This particular past couple of years, the adoption of it has been mind-blowingly reckless, in my opinion. like people haven't seen, iRobot or Terminator 2, and you know how these things are ending, and these things are happening in real time. And every industry is getting sort of decimated with the thought process of, that's kind of the basis of all technology. There is an easier way of doing something, and ultimately, and history has shown that it's going to be adopted no matter what you feel about it. And even partially what you feel about it. There's ways that people adopt things. There's certain AI that I have adopted in certain sense that I might not think of it, but that also powers the explosion of it. Siri, hey Siri, that's AI. There's a lot of things that we, lean into the convenience factor of, but what gets wiped out as a result. And a lot of people's care about a lot of different things, something as trivial to certain degrees as partying, but just even like the role of a DJ has kind of just been erased over the decades. Everything is called a mixtape. Any non-official album is called a mixtape, to where now people are just thinking like the mix portion of it is less and less important to people. Especially now with the Spotify, and you can just pluck anything you want out of thin air, and the DJ a lot of the times is no longer the conduit or the person used to be, as far as like even in the mixtape era, the DJ might have something exclusive, but now the internet is the new streets, and as soon as it's on the net, the world has it. So with all that, a DJ still has to find a way to stand out. You could blanketly say, we all have access to the same music, which is necessarily isn't true. You always, I keep wanting to get long-winded, but all these things keep popping into my head. Like
they're connected.
Like, a DJ used to be a sum of his collection, particularly as far as when you used to go out and dig, and you really would be different than the next DJ. Now, people sort of kowtow, like, okay, that's just music. So they can all send us the same thing, and we're all equipped with the same music. And depending on how much you dig personally, that could be the case. But even if that's the case, I tell even younger DJs, like, what are you doing with music? If we all get the same music, if we all get there, what are you doing with it to stand out? And me leaning into blends and that kind of a thing and really pulling similar sonics out with each other and playing with them, that's something that's, I know that's 100% me.
Yeah.
And another DJ might not spend as much energy stressing. And, you know, I like harmony. I love, you know, just pairing stuff from different eras, you know.
But it's so it's seen now. I know it's not effortless, but that's the way that I get to receive it on the other end. And I really feel like there is as much technology as there is in the world. There is a desire to get back to a lot of the human element, right? Like us being in these vessels and having the ability, like you do, to hear how to blend something together. It's like AI probably, I mean, it will take a long time for them to really get there. Maybe they can get there, but I still love the fact that we can have somebody who feels the vibe of the crowd and knows how to continue that vibe, how to get them, you know, lit and into it. And that's what's exciting. So now you get to tell us about how you're experiencing Lit Lounge. This sounds like a phenomenal way to, again, make it in person, bring back that experience that we, you know, grew up loving. I mean, come on, how many of us saw Love Jones and just wanted that in our community so badly, right? And so I love this concept. Tell us a bit more about it.
Well, like I said, my friend Jody Amburi, she is a cancer survivor. A lot of different things. She's a strong woman on many fronts. And she told me Friday, and she has told me, like, I'm her favorite DJ just as far as she's been here for quite some time, and she's just appreciates my slant. So she came up with this idea to pair poetry and just community gathering because of how kind of separate we've been throughout COVID and just how things have sort of been reset. People are kind of walking around looking for, where's it at? Especially for adults in Seattle, they're like, where, you know, venues are a little bit kind of few and far between, and just the style of kicking it has sort of shifted. So she had the smart idea of bringing it to the Columbia City Station, which is a great multi-use venue. I mean, outside of it being a coffee shop, just even this design, it speaks to community and kind of invites these kind of a things. So the first edition of that was this Friday. It was beautiful. It's there from 7 to 10 p.m. Next month is going to be on the 21st.
So it's monthly?
Yes, it is a monthly. I want to say it's either third or fourth Fridays. It hasn't been established. This month was the 24th, which I believe there's 4 Fridays in this month. But February it's going to be on the 21st. March it's going to be on the 28th.
Okay.
Or it could be switched around. But anyways, it's a new Poetry Meets Party, and I believe I'm going to, like I said, lean on getting the party portion of it extended, because even that body moving, there's certain things that are just necessary culturally. Moving your body is cathartic. It has all these benefits, and you know, we deserve fly stuff too. And like I said, it's like someone was like, yeah, it kind of reminds me of New York, or they told her, and they told me, and I've been hearing things like that for ages. Like people, that's just kind of a shorthand before saying, wow, this thing has flavor.
Yeah, and we just want that.
You
And
know,
what I love is people have a misconception that we don't have it here, and we totally do. So I love that you're a part of this. At least you got the right DJ on board for this, Top, because really you care about the vibe that you're bringing. And I think all DJs really do, but the way you do it is so unique and uniquely defined. Now, I've been talking this week about how we stay warm during these cold days, and there's plenty of ways to do it. But I want to ask you about some of your recommendations in terms of that music to set the warm tone. You got some ideas for the folks?
Warm tone? I mean, I just sort of, like, I'm not necessarily in like my music isn't necessarily always warm. I'm a Gemini, and I have a lot of different sides to me. I could, you know, in one minute on some warmth, I could like something cold and violent, and it's something on the opposite end of the spectrum. I just attended Tibbs's Evolution of Neo Soul event yesterday, and so I've kind of been on a soulful kick. I've been revisiting Bilal,
Mm.
his Love for Sale album, which is great. Eric Roberson.
So good.
Who else? Duran Bernard.
Oh, so good.
And yeah, those three. As well as just getting back into like personal creativity, you know, like that's a good thing to do in the wintertime as well. I mean,
Yeah.
it's even the Pacific Northwest specifically, it can get over, you know, get kind of with the SADS or whatever, the seasonal
Mm-hmm.
affection disorder.
Yeah, yeah.
So just leaning into actual creativity can create sunshine in your mind. So that's kind of where I've been leaning.
That. And you know what? I've definitely been getting into the soul. I was recently sharing that my 11-year-old son, Johnny, he, just really recently discovered Jodeci. And oh my goodness,
Oh, that's good.
it's such a phenomenal like experience
Right.
I'm having with him as he's getting,
Mhm.
into the music that I grew up with. And
Right.
so he created his own playlist of Johnny Soul Jams.
Oh, wow.
And he started bringing all of these amazing songs, and
I
he's
love it.
like, "Oh, I like this one. I like that one." So now I'm exploring like a lot of old
Right.
albums that I haven't touched in a while, and I'm remembering how dope they are. So, Top, I really thank you for being with me today
For
and
sure.
always bringing such a cool vibe. Not only the look, bruh, because you got it ready. You came through nice and right, y'all. If y'all can see this, he came through right. But
Appreciate it,
also,
y'all.
you continue to pour your love into your craft, and you are very dedicated about it. And I agree with her. You're one of my favorite DJs too, because you do
Appreciate it.
something different that gets me rocking. And you know, because I stand right there by your table,
I'm a proponent. Stand up for what makes you stand out.
I will be vibing. So thank you for always
For
doing
sure.
that. And of course, if people are trying to book you, if they're trying to come to Lit Lounge, if they're trying to follow where you're at, look right there. Let folks know how they stay tapped in.
At the moment, where I put most of the information is Instagram. You can follow me at Topspin Instagram. Topspin's Instagram smashed together as one word. And myself, as well as the promotional affiliates, will be tagging each other. So that'll definitely be where you can see what's coming up in the queue.
Oh, right on. Thank you so much, Top.
For
Always
sure.
a pleasure.
Not a problem.
Y'all, I'm telling you, he just gave us some real gems about some things that we can vibe out to and give us a warm feel. Y'all know I'm here for it during these cold days. And I agree with him. I think there's a real comeback of R&B that I'm appreciating. Y'all, I'm going to wrap it all up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Listen up, Puget Sound.
This is a call to my fellow Black business owners.
It's your girl, Vasa Gordon.
It's your boy, Eric Calligraphy, and I know times are tough out here.
Especially for our restaurants, dude. I already know you're feeling the weight.
But let me be clear, we're not going to stand by and watch our community struggle.
Here at Back to Vasa and Converge Media, we know Black businesses are the heartbeat of our community.
We bring the culture, the flavor, and the soul, and we need you to keep on thriving.
We need you. So that's why we're opening our platforms to you. Whether it's telling your story, shining a light on your challenges, grabbing resources for you to know about. Dude, we even want to help bring more customers through your doors.
Man, we got you. Are you a restaurant owner trying to keep your lights on? A new business fighting to make your mark? Whatever your story, we want to hear it and help.
In order to make that happen, we need for you to head on over to whereweconverge.com/support Black business and let us know what's happening. Let Back to Vasa and Converge Media amplify your voice and help drive traffic to your business.
Man, don't wait. Converge Media is here to uplift Black business in the Puget Sound. So man, make sure you visit whereweconverge.com/support Black business and let's rise together.
Africatown Plaza is our latest affordable housing development project. It's 126 units of affordable housing over community commercial space.
It's the first time in my career, and I've been doing this for 10 years, that I was able to design for people who look like me.
Africatown Plaza is a beacon of hope.
Africatown Plaza is a love letter to the community.
Welcome back, y'all, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Huge shout out to my guest, my brother, DJ Topspin, aka Blendiana Jones, bringing us the blends and the vibes. And clearly, it looks like he's got some amazing events you can tap into with Lit Lounge right there at the station on Beacon Hill. Y'all, this is what we be wanting, right? I mean, even if you are single, you doing date night, you trying to meet folks, you and your girls, you and your guys, this is a dope place to come and experience the entire vibe as they blend poetry and music and the party together. Now, I'm going to tell you, Top definitely keeps the party going. So if you're looking for that endorphin run and getting your body moving with the right folks around you, make sure you tap in to Lit Lounge. And also, if you are looking for somebody to rock your event and keep the mood right, don't forget to visit him at Topspinstagram right there on Instagram. Thank y'all so much for watching. And of course, I get to continue with y'all tomorrow. Until then, at 11 a.m., peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.